What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. A lot of people have been calling out folk who are critical of Meg Thee Stallion in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, we know that a lot of people have come up with some level of what they consider evidence against the fact that Meg Thee Stallion was indeed lying about being shot by Tory Lanez. We understand that you have some Republican senators in Florida who have come out with some, as they say, evidence, and then people just in general are defending Tory Lanez. And at the same time, we have the whole situation with Diddy and that whole booty clapping scandal over there, and with her testimonies of what was going on in those cheek clapping freak offs, in which there was a lot of baby oil being spilt everywhere on people's cheeks. And Cassie was indeed involved in the freak offs. She was, basically getting her cheeks clapped. There were cheeks being clapped everywhere. And, so people are now trying to hold her accountable. And then on the other hand, you have people on her side. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation, people believe that black men are just so against black women, right? And that black women are doing their very best to protect black men, even when they're wrong.
Black women, I'm gonna say this once. I ain't gonna say it again. Stop protecting black men. Stop lying to protect black men. Stop covering up for black men. Stop. If the cops ask what happened, tell them the truth. Don't be like you fell and hurt your shoulder on the wall and anything like that. If your man take a pew and he busts at your foot, tell him the truth.
Now that brother, he just is always going around saying something about black men. But you do have black women saying something very similar.
Black women, you all do know that most black men would not go up for us the way we go up for them. You all do know that, right? You all do know that when you all are in the comment sections going against your cause or going against another black woman just because the black man has said something cute or did something fancy or made you feel like, you could relate to a male over a woman, you do know that still changes nothing, and they will never pick you because they don't like you.
And it gets worse.
I don't know where the disdain got this far, because there are many more nefarious characters that exist in the hip-hop industry, and even other women who are more questionable than Meg Thee Stallion. So for the hate to be so strong for her, I just don't get it. Tory Lanez was popular, but he wasn't Drake. Like, when did that shift literally happen for him to be this big idol that people all of a sudden love Tory Lanez so much in reaction to her getting shot and injured in the Megan Thee Stallion hate train?
But the person who took a cheap shot out of all of the people is Tia Mowry. Now, Tia Mowry was very strategic in how she did it. I want you to listen to what she said. If you've read any aspect of the news, we've seen black women coming forward. So when she says that, she's talking about, this is 2 weeks ago, in particular, what happened with the Meg Thee Stallion situation, Meg, responding back to the haters. You saw SZA responding to people hating on Meg Thee Stallion. So this is what she's referring to. Black women risking their lives to speak out against injustice and telling their truth. We have endured living in the shadow of trauma for too long. Every woman refusing to stay silent for our grandmothers, our aunties, sisters, cousins. We all have our stories, our truth. Through all of the pain and heartbreak in each woman's respective story, I am left inspired to see these brave women change industries. For our daughters and granddaughters, leave a heart as a sign of your support. This is a time where strength and compassion is a necessity. So let me just say this. Are there instances where black women have been harmed, have been damaged, have been broken, and people have not cared about it? Sure. And I'm with any black woman who's being abused by a man or anybody. They should do their very best to come out against that. Here is where we're going to draw the line. Because it's your truth, it doesn't mean it's the truth. How many black women, or do you know, for a woman to come out and say, well, you want to leave the house, you arguing with her, you're trying to leave. Kevin Garnett just went through the same situation. He's trying to leave the house not harming the woman. Oh, but because you're leaving the house, let me call the police on you. It's a false alarm. That man can go to jail, have his career ruined, tarnished. How many times have we heard a fake rape allegation? Woman comes and says, I made it all up. Sorry. See, that's your truth still, right? But what about what the black man's truth is? What if his truth is the truth? We've all seen it. I know of a situation where a young woman, I hate to talk about this, but I'm gonna talk about it. I was in 1999, I graduated high school. The year after graduating, there was a brother that I went to school with. His name was, let's just call him Kevin. Kevin agreed to do something strange, all right? And some of these dudes, it was a cheek clapping thing. He ran a train on this chick, all right? The girl was a year younger. She was a senior in high school. He was just out of high school. They were hanging out in Strawberry Manors. Anybody know about Strawberry Manors? Is right adjacent to Del Paso Heights, almost an extension of Del Paso Heights, although it's his own neighborhood. And so they in there clapping her cheeks. The other dudes go, he go. After this whole situation is done, she feels terrible about it. It must be bad when you let three dudes clap your cheeks at the same time and you live in a small community like Del Paso Heights or Strawberry Manors, because everybody is going to know that you got clapped. I mean, it's everybody knows. And we live in, and this is not like, this is like 2000. So this is not like 2025 and something like that, and where you might be able to move to another city and people forget it. No, you stuck there because you broke. Well, once the word got out, people started making fun of her. And so what she did was she had to change the narrative. And the narrative was, he raped me. So she thought about, who should we leave the booty clapping on? Like, we got to blame somebody. And so what her family and friends did said, well, which one of them do you think happened? That, well, this is the dude, is Kevin. He was the one that was the ringleader. So Kevin was all of 5'3". Anybody knows his dad used to be like a barbershop guy. He used to cut like some of the best fade. His dad ended up dying. Popular guy in the Manors. I went to North Avenue with him. Even though he didn't live in the neighborhood, his granddaddy was like working in North Avenue, but he was there too, right? He should have went to Fairbanks when he went to North Avenue. If anybody know who I'm talking about, his cousin lives in Baltimore now. So if he was listening, he know what I'm talking about. He got hit with a rape charge and went to prison, a false charge, at 5'3", 115 pounds. Imagine what happens when you're 5'3", 120 pounds, you walk into prison and they look at your paperwork and you in there for rape. Now you can't explain yourself in prison as to it was fake. Nah, you wanna know what dude's gonna start doing? You gonna get your cheeks tucked, okay? And so for many black men out there who have been fired for fake sexual harassment, sexual assault, I mean, me myself, I'll tell you, I've had chicks just do crazy stuff, show up at your house in the middle of the night doing crazy stuff, not unaware. Flat your tires out, stalk the chicks you're dealing with, lie and try to call to your job and get you fired or whatever, all because they're hurt. Now, is that their truth? And this is why so many black men, and even some black women, they understand why while there's not as much sympathy for what goes on with black women, because yes, we say believe black women, but when we say believe black women, it also becomes don't believe black men. That's the problem. When it's believe black women, it's automatically that black men are lying. And when Tia Mowry goes out and posts this, I stand with black women, you're oppressed. There are cases where black women are oppressing black men. And when those things happen, you don't ever hear Tia Mowry say, I stand with black men, because I'm telling you, man, they don't stand with you. And this is why black men got to understand like what is going on, what the climate is. These chicks, look, they're trying to get their bag. Tia Mowry, when she looks at her fan base, she's going to look to have posts like these. She don't care nothing about these sisters, but she's looking for women that she feels are disgruntled, dissatisfied, unhappy, and try to connect with them in the same way that black women look at some of these red pill creators that are doing the same thing to disgruntled men, trying to connect with them, be dusty and dustier each day, and make $1. This is exactly what the playbook is. So if black men don't see this and see what's coming down the pike, that she's throwing a shot at Tory Lanez, you need to see what's going on here. And a lot of these women who are building these audiences and trying to monetize, they're going to come out this with more. It's going to be, I stand with black women and I stand with the LGBTQ. And when it comes to standing up for you, even if you're right, they don't have no time for you. And you got to understand they don't have no time for you. And they won't. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity John. Just for all you do, we out.